Welcome back to In Pursuit of Magic, where we explore the things that inspire us, how we connect with others, and the magic we discover on the way. I'm Matthew Medina, and today's very special guest is someone I'm very excited to introduce. They're a phenomenally talented performing artist, singer-songwriter, dancer, actor, and painter. He has a series of shows coming up entitled Celia Cruz 100, Migguel Angelo's Icons. The tour kicks off at Joe's Pub in NYC on October 14th and 15th. Miguel, thank you so much for being here. It's really an honor. I've looked up your history in performing and all the different things that you do, and it's extremely impressive.
Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. When I see, I see you text me to an interview and I saw, and then when I saw you interview Jaime, Mayela, and Marina, like, oh, he's good. If he interviewed us, my friends,
Me
so
too.
I can do it too.
Yeah, I mean, that's been one of the most exciting things about starting this process is seeing how many people perform with each other, know each other, and have kind of helped each other, worked with each other, fostered a sense of community, which I think is something really beautiful to see also.
Yeah, it's true. We are, artists. I think artists right now, mostly or right now in these difficult times, we need to be all together and collaborate together because if we are artists and we're looking for the same thing, like express ourselves with our stories, we are more powerful when we are together, when we collaborated. So
Great.
it's like the many voices became one his strong voice. So that is it's very good, and I love my friends. So we always together. I always love to collaborate with people.
That's always the best feeling because I feel like that's a magic in itself, not only in the collaborating and the art that you create together, but then off the stage, that community and that connection with others.
Yeah, because for example, right now I don't know you. You're the first time that I met you, and then you're working in your podcast, and then you interview me. We're gonna be start a friendship, and then we helping each other. I help you with your interview. You help me with all my stories, and then we became one person, like to express ourselves.
Absolutely. And I think that's the biggest thing to take away from it, that especially in this field and creativity and performing and everything that includes, it could also feel very lonely sometimes. So the reminder that we're not alone, we're connected is such a beautiful thing,
It's
which
true.
makes me wonder how you were first inspired to start performing. Like, what were your earliest inspirations that called to you and made you feel like I need to do this?
You mean in general in my
In
life?
general, yeah.
Well, I born in Venezuela. I grew up in Venezuela in the farm. And I always listen, being a baby surrounded, my mom was a ballet dancer and my father was a mechanic, but he always loved to sing. When he was fixing the cars, either at his work or at home, he always put, vinyls from Pavarotti, from Carreras. He always was listening to opera and boleros, like El Trío Los Panchos, from Mexican, Central America, and they're always singing boleros, and he always singing to my mom. So for me, it was very fascinating watching like a man, like a very macho man, I don't have very good relation with my father when he was alive. He died a long time ago. But for me, it was like, how this macho man can be so sensitive. When so fragile when he sing music. And then, but when I saw a movie, I was maybe, oh my God, 8 or 9 years old. I saw a movie on TV, and I was like, my God, I want to do that. And then that was the sound of music. So I want to sing like Julie Andrews. I was like, because she also had notes, and I say, I need to reach those notes. I need to reach those notes. And beside Julie Andrews, I was in love with Frederick. How he was like, oh my God, he's so cute. He's so blonde, blue eyes, whatever. But I basically was Julie Andrews. I want to be a singer, like, I like talking, and then you're talking and you sad. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. Like that. And then, of course, I grew up watching all those musical movies, with Fred Astaire, Jane Kelly. And I was like, wow. Madonna, the old Madonna was incredible. Watching Madonna, for me, she was like one word that described Madonna for me is chameleon. She's like a chameleon. She was like a chameleon. Everything was she came, she was different. And for me, that is like, whoa, that's a great. But basically, was Julie Andrews.
That's an incredible answer because I feel like that movie and Julie Andrews was such a gateway for so many people to like
Mhm.
discover musicals and storytelling and performing. And
Yes.
it's still holds up today where it's still that powerful. And it's amazing to see.
Yeah, it's incredible because even I think that this year, The Sound of Music, the movie, is turning 60 years old. And even today, if I think the new generation, when I watching the movie, they're like, wow, because it's again, we come back with like uh, the best example of movies, or being, I'm sorry, or be a collaboration is movies. Roger and Hammerstein record that wrote those amazing music, and then you had Julie Andrews, Christopher Plummer, all those actors, and then you have people in the camera. They had the set design. Everything is together. Even the biggest job in the world could be like a motor companies or even the presidents in any country. The president doesn't only run the country; it's people around. They listen, good or bad, but it's together. It's a team.
Yeah, I think it comes back to that lesson. I've heard it said that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others.
Yeah,
And I think that
beautiful.
stands up. And so I'm wondering when you had that spark in you and you were so inspired and you felt like, I want to do this, like, I want to be like this, how did you end up starting? Because that's a big step and takes a lot of courage to be like, I'm going to put myself on stage. I want to start doing this.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I told my mom, and I said, "Mama, listen, mom, I think I was maybe 11, maybe 9. No, 9, 10. Yeah. I say, I'm going to do this. What you mean? I say, well, I think I'm an artist. I want to sing and dance and whatever. I was a bad singer, very bad singer when I was that age. And then she said, okay, so I think if you want to be like a complete actor or whatever, performance, you need to learn anything. You need to learn how to write, how to sing, how to dance, how to move, whatever. So she said to my father, listen, I need you to put Miguel in ballet classes. And my father was like, what? He need to learn ballet because when he learn ballet, he's going to learn how to walk on the stage, how to visualize everything, and then he's gonna be like a discipline for him. And my father was like, no, no son of mine, a man who's gonna do ballet. It's other time. But remember, my father was a man like from the farm, so macho,
Right.
Latino. And then my mother told him, if you don't put Miguel in the ballet, I divorce you.
That's a supportive mom.
My mom, until today, sometimes I want to kill her, but sometimes my mom is my best friend. I told like my mom, like, hey, listen, bitch. I told with my mom like that. So she's my best friend. And then my father was fine. My father was even the one waiting for me outside, waiting. We go with my leggings, like going to the ballet classes. And unfortunately, when my first show, I auditioned for be a dancer because I just want to be a dancer. It was in the musical Pinocchio in Venezuela a long time ago. It was like a kind of co-Broadway production with a very private companies in Venezuela. I auditioned for to be a dancer, and the director told me next day, I don't think you pass, but you don't get the role. And I say at 13 years old, how dare you? I did a good job. Oh, since I was a baby, I was like a bitch. I say, well, how dare you? You just said that I did a good job. And he said, yeah, you did a good job, but I don't think you're gonna be a dance. You're going to do the dancer. I say, why? What you want me to do? He said, we want you to do Pinocchio. And
Uh,
I was like, I can't do Pinocchio. I don't know how to sing. And he said, we're gonna teach you. So and they put me in 3 months of very severe, strict, like an army camp with vocal classes, dance, ballet classes, jazz classes, acting classes. And then 3 months later, I was Pinocchio and all tour in Venezuela. Unfortunately, my father, 1 week before the show, he died. So he
So
never saw
sorry.
me on the stage. But I always thinking, I said, this okay, this is for you. Even though, like I said, we don't have good relationship. I said, this is for you. Because I think if I can dance, it's because my mother's eyes. If I can sing, it's my father. Because my father was a great singer. Yeah, and then I did Pinocchio, and then I started like even my directors tell me one day, Levi Russell, that he passed away, I think 5 years ago before the pandemic. He said to me when I was doing Pinocchio, one day you're going to be a singer. Or mostly the one you love is going to be singing. I said, wait. And it's true. He was completely right. Because we know what I'm singing or a singer can be, when you're performing as a singer, you can be an actor and you can be a dancer and you can do it like a storytelling. And well, I did my show. I was 13 years old. Nobody knows, only the director, that my father passed away 1 week before. Because I don't want to, nobody knows. For this, I say, I'm like and in this business, when you are an actor or whatever, is the phrase that get the show must go on is so truth because nobody, it's nobody's fault that my father died. People bought tickets, and then I need to be there. And then after the performance, I say, my father died last week. And then they go, oh my God, how you do this? I say, because I'm an actor. It was, I was an actor. But that's what at the beginning. It was Pinocchio, my first play.
I mean, that's beautiful because I think even performing anyway, going on, could be a form of dealing with that grief and expressing yourself and putting yourself
Yeah.
through all these different emotions on stage without having to talk about it, which is so interesting because you're still expressing it in a different way. And I think it's also beautiful, like you said, you got the dancing from your mom, but the singing from your father. It's like without him even maybe even trying to, he instilled something in you.
Yeah.
And your mom believed that you needed to be good at all these things. And it shows now. I mean, all the things that you're doing, you're a jack of all trades. You're doing everything. And it started from such a young age. And even the director of that show believing, no, you're gonna be our Pinocchio, which
Yeah.
is incredible to have that level of faith in you.
Yeah. I was like, this man is crazy. It's lunatic. It's a lunatic. I
He
don't know.
saw it in you.
But he knows.
Yeah.
Actually, he was very strict. I remember one day when I was acting, this is a joke, but it's real. I was doing something wrong, whatever with all the company of Pinocchio. I remember, I was 13. He say, Miguel, go to this, the edge of the stage. And I'm like, yes. Do you know how to eat tangerines? I say, yeah. Describe me. What? Describe me how do you eat a tangerine? Say, okay, you peel your fruit and you eat and then you shoot and then you spit I don't know how do you say in English, the bagazo,
Like the pit. Yeah.
yeah,
Like the
whatever
little, yeah.
because you don't have more flavor and then
Yeah.
you throw away. He said, exactly. How did you throw away? Why you throw away that? I said, well, because it doesn't have flavor. Well, even that has more flavor than you. That was hilarious.
I mean, that's the best. That level of confidence in yourself and rolling with it is like, you know what, this is just the business and I'm
Yeah.
gonna take it. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
It
But this
didn't
I don't
stop you.
understand with us when I work with sometimes, like in this case, the director is Adrian Alexander Alea, the director from Celia Cruz, and before he did the second season of Latin XOXO. I always tell him, listen, working with me, you can be very professional, you're making it straight, but don't scream, don't be angry. From that door from here, just laugh because we doing what we love to do. It's not necessity to be like an ogre. Like, I don't believe in that. When you're supposed to be professional and you be like an asshole. No. Why?
Yeah. What's the
We
point of that?
love
It
this.
doesn't
And
foster
whatever you are,
anything.
yeah, if you are in any profession, if you are the doctor, if you are an architect, a teacher, if you really love what you're doing, why then you angry or why you frustrated? No, you should be happy and go to work and do the best you can.
Agreed, because I think that makes the art better at the end of the day, and it brings out the better performances from people.
Yeah, it's true. And
I think
since a
it's
baby, I was a painter too. So now
yeah,
here I'm a studio in Dumbo. I do artwork too
amazing.
as well. So I do a new collection for maybe in January when I show here
Oh,
in my
nice.
studio. So I always doing art. I always writing. I always playing the guitar over there. Well, this is being so good, but it's okay. One day will be good.
Well, being that you're doing so many things, including painting, it just shows that there's so many different ways to express yourself and channel yourself into different works of art and how important that is. And so I'm wondering, like, how important has that been for you to put yourself into things and in different ways, not just one way? You're not limiting yourself at all.
Oh no, it's very important. Even when I sing in, for example, when I sing in songs, like in this case, when we're gonna do the Celia Cruz 100, means because what she will be alive, she will be 100 years old this year. Even with her music, I told Jaime that Jaime Lozano is the musical director. I call him mi pana. He's like my brother for another mother. I told him, Jaime, I like to change all the arrangements. He's like, take the basic, the bass is fine, but change the arrangement. I don't like to sing karaoke. So, and then I do my own versions. We do our own
Wow.
versions for anything. When I do a cover to other people, I sing in my own way. So, because I challenge myself because it's easy, go like,
Yeah.
I'm again, bam. No. So, no, we need to do so something different. So, and Jaime is very supportive in that time because he knows how crazy I am. He's so patient with me. So
Well, I think that itself is so beautiful because it shows that you know yourself well enough to know the kind of talent and just vibe that you bring to the show and to
mhm.
performance of what you're able to do to put your own personality into it, which is a great thing. And I think knowing yourself that well and then knowing people who know you is even more magical. And
Yeah,
so because
exactly.
that creates such a beautiful atmosphere, I'm wondering other times also in your career where you've hit obstacles and roadblocks with that or other things, whether it's rejections or hearing no from people or a closed door, and how have you learned to kind of overcome that and keep moving despite how it made you feel?
Yeah, it's true. Actually, I start creating here in New York my own shows because it's one thing that I completely hate or I get so anxious. You can see even thinking now about it now. You're like, ooh, it's auditioning. I am so scared to auditions. Actually, sometimes I think my last audition was actually for one director from Venezuela that I don't know him before. I just know him here. His name is Moises Kaufman. He was doing something, I forgot the name. And then I say, hi, nice to meet you. I just came here to say hello. I know, I don't know, I don't going to get it, but just listen to me. La, 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 la. So this is what I say. And then after I finish, I say, okay, see you on the stage. I see you on the stage. I will be in the
Yeah.
audience. And this is what happened in the audience. I saw the actors, the audition that day. I said, I tell you, I want to be in the audience. So for me, I love. I just create my own thing because I say, I can do this, and then I will audition people to be with me. And when I meet people, when I do auditions for some time for people, to do my shows, the first thing what I do is hugging them. I say, well, thank you so much for coming. Give me a hug. Be cool. Don't worry about it. This is a game. And they are like, thank you so much. They're always feeling very safe with me because I always give them the comfort to be
Yeah.
comfortable. They be free to audition and don't not be afraid because I know I've been there and I hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And to me, that means I think you knew right away that you were meant to be the one creating those spaces because I think it's very limiting sometimes the way the industry works and what people are looking for and what doors are open and what are not. And also, like you said, some people just they have a face on or you walk into the room and you don't feel welcome. You don't feel like I can show my best
Mm,
self. But
yeah.
creating that safe space definitely makes them feel like I can be me. I can show my best self. I can relax. I can show the extent of my talent. So I think whatever reservations you had about auditioning help serve you to bring you to a point where now you are the one creating the spaces that you wanted, which is beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think it's super nice. And a lot of my friends, like before working with me before when I moved to New York 12 years ago, now after working with me, I would say maybe I am the good lucky charm because they went to other groups touring. They were in Broadway, something that I don't looking for. People say, you need to be in Broadway. I say, no. I don't know. I love going to Broadway. I go to see people in Broadway. It's very fascinating. When I see something in Broadway there, I'm like, oh. I say, good that I see this because I'm never going to do that. Because every people think Broadway's amazing. Broadway's great. That's not true. Yeah,
There's
it's
times,
amazing. No,
no.
sometimes I say, why the spend so much money in this crap?
Yep.
And I'm very good at sport. And I said, but for example, I don't like to say very bad things, but when I saw King Kong, the huge things that I think they spent maybe $80 million in that production. I went, I was like, and I really want the King Kong eat everybody on the stage. I said, oh, King Kong, please run and kill everybody. And actually, I left in the intermission. Well, I don't care. And many shows that I left in intermission. Some of them, no. Some of them are like, wow, this is amazing. Like, for example, right now it's a show that I saw Sunday matinee. It's called Prince Faggot.
Oh, interesting.
Prince Faggot. And it's kind of experimental of only 5 actors. It's very cool. I love the script. I love the acting. And it's so funny. Like, like O'Mary. I saw O'Mary with Cole Escola. I usually
Right.
Cole Escola all the time when I'm singing at Joe's Pop long time ago. I sing at 7 p.m. and then Cole Escola singing at 9:30. And I always say,
Wow.
hey, hi, Cole. Maybe he doesn't even remember me. But and then I went to see Mary. I was like, this is hilarious. Because this is not what I like to see, but I was peeing myself from the beginning until the end. So, like I say, it's only good things and bad things. But this is what
Always.
life is. Always.
Yeah, and it goes to show it doesn't matter how much money is spent on a production. If the right people aren't brought together and making the right choices together, it's not going to turn out the way someone wants to.
Exactly. Exactly. I think sometimes most of the problem is the director. When a director doesn't have the vision, it's like, wow, it's so good and so great actors and great
Right.
stage music, but the direction is very bad. Anyway, everything is good.
But it also seems like, even the moments where maybe you were told something or experienced an obstacle, that you had this kind of solid confidence in you that like, no, I know I'm good, or I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. It seems like maybe part of that stemmed from when you were younger and you had different people in your life who believe in you. So I'm
Well, I
wondering
think,
now, like how does that work for you now?
what you say, but I guess maybe the confidence is because when my father died, or when he died was an accident. By an accident, he electrocuted himself and was in front of me. I saw that and I was 13. So maybe I told myself at that time, you know what? After, we bury him, blah, 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 life continues. I say, life can change in 1 second. So I just want to do in life what I want and all the time be happy. Sometimes the people that don't know me, or whatever, or I go to a party or go to dance or a wedding, they think I am completely on cocaine because I'm so high. So, and I like, no, it's actually Nutella. I love. Yeah, I never do drugs. I never in my life I've been doing drugs. Is you guys do drug, good for you. So is you, if I drink maybe 1 or 2 glasses of wine, I'm completely drunk with 2 wine. Like, yeah, take it on, let's get naked. Yeah. So, but, I always say, even if when something say no, or I don't get something, it's because it's not for me. So I don't like it. Shit, I don't know why I don't get this. No, this is not for me. I focus on other things. Sometimes it's like when you're in relationship, you love that person, and that one moment that that breaks and go away. So it's like, okay, it's a parable, a parabola. I don't know how you say in English, parable.
Compatible, yeah. Like,
But I don't
oh,
know.
wait. No, yeah, I know the word. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, it's like, for example, I think like love or friends or companion is like those trees in winter. Then the summer you are full of leaves, and then when it come in fall, some leaves stay, and then when it come in the winter, some even leaf stays in the tree with the winter. So that is your true friends and the true love. And then the one that go, they were beautiful, but in the time. Of course, we always like trying to, that why doesn't work? I love that person. Or what was my friend? This is what it is. You just need to pass pass the page and continue life. Life is so beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's always the hard part, accepting when certain people or things, whether it's people you work with or a job or a situation or where you live, could be for a season and not
Hmm.
forever. And it served its purpose, maybe. Maybe it helped you in some way. Maybe it brought you where you needed to go next. But I think sometimes letting go or accepting that it's not even a personal thing. I think that's hard too sometimes, not taking it personally when something happens.
Exactly. No, personally, I was like, okay, no, move, Miguel, move.
And I'm wondering, with all the parts of yourself that you put into your performing in art, what does that mean to you creating things and being able to kind of make your own shows and content and then be in charge of that?
It's great. It's really is like it's out of stress, but a good stress. Having around you people like they support you. Like in this case, the director Adrian, Jaime, all the musicians, Yahir, Saul, Joel, and the singers in this case, Mayela, Sara, and Adriana, and my producer, that David Stark. That he's my best friend, my manager, Greg Castleman. It's together, and they believe in me. Sometimes when they say something, for example, Jaime and Adrian all the time making fun of me because I say, I wrote this song. And they, okay, list this and that. And I say, you eyes are like the cigarette because the cigarettes are gone. And they're like, Miguel, that doesn't rhyme. I say, of course, rhyme. Cigarette gone. And they're like, okay, can we change? And they're going to see this, they're going to laugh because they know it's true. And sometimes I say, come on, guys, why I need to be like everybody? They need to rhyme scenes. But anyway, it's good. It's be very amazing when you have friends around you that seriously believe in you. And they
Yeah, that
say,
believe in you and
continue.
know you. They know you so well
Yeah.
that you guys work well together. Each of you brings something specific to the table, which I think is part of what creates such amazing shows.
Yeah. And I tell you a secret. Like all my friends, my people in my stage or in my team, all straight, basically all straights, and I call them bitches. And they just put me back. Hey, bitch. And so I love them because it's like you say, they accepting me how I
Yeah,
am and accepting them how they are. And they're like seriously, like my cousins, like they are my family. Like Comsa de Jaime create with the La Familia
yeah,
is perfect because he's seriously what he's doing is build a family, a community family. And that is amazing, especially again in the arts community. Because every time when we have a government, could be Democrats or Republicans, whatever, or another countries, they always want to try to silence the art people because we are not afraid to express ourselves. We're not afraid to say, you're stupid. And then this is why they want to ban education and close theaters. Yeah, because they are afraid. They're just cowards. They can be say, okay, don't pay attention. No, they're like,
no,
oh, he said that I don't like my hair. Kill him. Put him 3 years in jail.
yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the most powerful things about creating your own spaces and creating these families that can form together and tell the stories they want to tell. Because waiting around for other people to make that space, it's not going to happen. And so making it yourself is a gorgeous thing, I think. It's helping other people to feel safe to come forward and tell their stories and get on a stage.
Especially with, like my case, I became a citizen in 20, and actually my letter, they say, welcome to this country. I welcome you, to be part of this nation, is Donald Trump letter that he hates so much immigrants. Well, I had that letter from Mr. Trump. So, like I always say, bad and good people is everywhere. In immigrants, I'm sure maybe some immigrants, they're bad, but some immigrants, no. Some people from the United States, they're amazing. Some people, not. So good and bad is being in history for centuries. Even if we go back talking biblical, Cain and Abel, the
Yeah.
brothers, one was amazing, one was a bitch, evil. So maybe Cain was Republican.
Hey, you never know.
You never know. No, actually, I had Republicans friends that I love them, that are super cool, and I had Democrats that are super stupid.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it on the head. At the end of the day, we're all just people. And like all these things are kind of imaginary, these invisible borders between us.
Yeah,
And so I think it's important to remember that. And I think that's also the beautiful part about performing and music and stage shows and poetry and art. I think it shows how we can connect to each other just as humans.
exactly. You said something beautiful about your name, poetry. I love poetry, especially when you see a performance and you see poetry in that performance. It's like, wow. It's a lady that I love her, and we became friends. I don't know if you know her. Her name is Carol Lipnick.
Sounds familiar.
Her voice is incredible, but her lyrics, they're beautiful. She's full of poetry. That woman is amazing. Anyway, actually, she's gonna play in Pangea. Check it out after this interview. Check it
Yeah,
out, Carol Lipnick, and maybe she give you an interview. She's
yeah.
amazing. She's very beautiful and super nice. But every time when she's performing, I'm not here. I'm like, ah. So the last time that when she performed was before the pandemic, and I always go to see her. But at this time, all the time I'm traveling. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a lot of traveling coming up. So tell me a little more about the Celia Cruz 100, because I know there was already one performance, but now you have two coming up at Joe's Pub.
Yeah. So we did first of all, I create something called icons. That is people basically inspired by people that I love growing up as an artist, and they influenced me to be an artist. And my first one actually was Julie Andrews, but the second one as a singer performance, I mean, on the stage, was Freddie Mercury. So I create Freddie Mercury icons when I'm singing my own songs, plus together with a fusion with the songs from Freddie Mercury. You know, I did at the Lincoln Center at the atrium, and then I say to myself, okay, what is the second one? I always say this is the third one. I never like pairs. I like in pairs. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. But anyway, so and then I said the second one need to be a singer, they need to be a woman. A woman, what a woman, how is a woman? Oh my God, Celia Cruz. And because growing up in Venezuela, that woman was all the time in TV in Venezuela. And she was starting the world, but in Venezuela, she was like a superstar.
Of course, yeah.
She was incredible. And then Celia, I grew up singing that song. So I said to Jaime, what happened with Celia Cruz? He's perfect. So with Celia Cruz was people around it, like maybe like 300 people get outside of a Lincoln Center because they can go through because I was even, oh my God, what's going on? Of course, it's Celia Cruz. So, and then we have an invitation. We talk, my managers to perform at Joe's Pub. That I call Joe's Pub my second home because it was the venue that gave me the opportunity to perform the first time in New York City. And I was like, yes. So I got my second home. So, and then say yes. And then I say, coincidentally, when we did the Celia Cruz, we preparing Celia Cruz for making a tribute to her music, to her legacy, because I don't want the new generation forget about her, about the music for Celia Cruz. I don't get I don't even make so much money with that. Nothing. With the money that I get pay me, I pay all the musicians, I pay everybody involved. I don't get money even for me. So I don't make money with that. Okay. So I did this and then I said, oh my God, this year in October, Celia Cruz she will be 100 years old. And they say, "Oh, this is perfect." And then we have the invitation for Miami as well. We're gonna be performing on November 18th at the Aventura Art Cultural Center in Aventura, Miami. Beautiful theater,
Awesome.
beautiful people there. And then the 14th and 15th of October here in New York. We are very excited. I'm doing all my costumes because I changed twice. And then we're gonna laugh. We're gonna here in New York. We have Petra Parker as coming with me and another girl that is a drag. I forget the name. I'm so sorry. Singers, dancers, and performing and be with us on the stage. Collaboration again.
Yeah.
We all together collaborated, and I invited them. Like in Miami, it's gonna be Ron Maria Lolea, the actress from Dominican Republic. This is amazing. She working on Univision doing the weather. But
Right.
I work with her in Fame the musical
Wow.
27 years ago in Latin American tour. So we had 27 years of friendship. It's gonna be Adora and Ebony, Ebony Excel, the drag queen, and Rosie Herrera Dance Theater. They're gonna be dancing with me. So it's a celebration. Seriously, Celia Cruz for me, for us, is a legacy of celebration. And this is more what I want to do, to express, like her legacy, her music to the people.
Yeah, and it already sounds like a massive birthday party, which is incredible.
It's what it is. It's a massive birthday party. And it's not even me. I think a lot of people in New York City, even in Latin America, they're doing tribute to her because hello, she will be 100 years old. And everybody, I don't think like, no, nobody hates Celia Cruz. Nobody. I don't think anybody, well, I guess maybe Fidel Castro, that idiot, stupid man, communist. Yeah, because apparently Celia went to La Sonora Matancera to sing in Mexico. And when she was in Mexico, somebody asked her about what she sing about the regime of Castro regime. And she's like, well, I don't like it. And apparently because she said that, Fidel Castro never left her back to the island. It's fucking ridiculous. So stupid. Those people, like I say, communists or super right white supremacists, even the right or the right left. No, it should be a balance. Everything should be in the balance to this world works perfectly for us.
Absolutely. Which I think it's why it's also so important that you're celebrating her and her life and her legacy and keeping her alive that way. It sounds like it's going to be so much fun, and I'm wondering what the rehearsal process has been like because that must be fun in itself.
Yeah. Rehearsal? This is not rehearsals. We just laugh all the time. Like sometimes we say like, okay, guys, we need to concentrate because we just laughing so much. And then but even in the stage, when you see, if you come into the show, you see people see the joy that we have on the stage because we just love what we're doing. And we're doing music and then we performing, we dance. And even for me, when something happened, like when a mistake come, I always listen. I forget the lyrics. Always.
It happens.
Oh, even in my own lyrics, I forget my own lyrics that I wrote. And now I'm singing and dancing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm too old for this. I'm so tired. But it's great. I just love. And beside every time, even today, every time when I go into start a performance, when I hear, you are behind the curtains or behind the stage, and you hear the people talking, and I was like, oh my God, why am I doing this? I should finish my architect school. But as soon as I get to the stage and you hear, and then the first applause, I'm like, this is what I'm doing. Because it's the best, the applause, the joy in people.
Yeah, I think that moment that you expressed right before you go out and you're on stage, it's like that second guessing, like, why am I doing this?
But
Like
yeah,
maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Am I good enough to do this? There's so many
yeah,
people out there. Why didn't I do something else? But then, yeah, you come alive when you're on stage or any kind of performance. Anyone who's doing something creative, once they're out there, it feels like it
yeah.
takes you over.
Yeah, it's like even when I do a show, like when I'm showing my paintings or my artwork, I'm so scared about what people say. But and then when the people say, I like, I love it, they don't like it, or they like it. So I love that see the reaction because this is what's beautiful about art. Everybody can interpretation differently, I wrote a song that I never sing that is called My Black Friend. And I'm talking about, like how beautiful you are, how I feel you, how amazing I feel when I taste you and when I feel
Yeah.
you. And then in the end, you realize that I'm talking about coffee. And it's like, nice coffee. I said, yeah.
But it seems like
Anyway.
that's the kind of humor that you love to dive into, which is so
Oh, yeah.
good.
I love to choking people. I love to choking people. I think it sounds bad. One day in Joe's Pub, I was doing Latin XOXO, and it was part of the character Carmen, bringing somebody to the stage, and then I dance, and then when I behind the person, because I'm seducing them. But when I see people on the stage, I'm sorry, in the audience, I'm like, oh, that one looks fun. That looks fun, looks cool. So I took that person and I started to stay and I dance and I seducing. And when I turn it back to the people, from the people, I say, thank you. Well, one day I picked this guy. And I'm sure if you see me, he's gonna remember that I don't even gonna apologize because it wasn't like my fault. So it was super nice, whatever. And then after when he go down, maybe 5 minutes later he left. And I said, where he's going? Maybe he's going to the bathroom. He never come back. So and then he reached Adrian, the director, saying, I feel so embarrassed that he was dancing to me and sitting on my legs on the stage. And I say, come on, you said acting, estúpida,
Yeah.
So whatever. So and I say, and Adrian say, Miguel is so cool, And actually, I say, thank you so much, thank you. Because I always super respect with the audience.
Of course.
I'm leasing somebody super fucking on respect. I will say, hey, I always stop the show and say, stop it, because not because you're being so respectful. You don't want to make everybody here losing the premise of the show. So come on, if you don't like it, you get out. But I don't gonna give you back your money.
It's amazing though, because a lot of those shows that are interactive, like you were describing, are the most fun shows to be at because it makes the audience feel like they're part of what's going on.
Yeah, like one of the amazing actors or performance that I love it to see in Joe's Pop is Brigitte Everett. She is like, she have a show now. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV, nothing. The last thing that I saw in Necklace was The Leopard about the Gato Pardo. It's a series about, inspired by a movie, the Italian movie. Beautiful, beautiful. But I never watch, well, I watch Golden Girls every night before I go to bed. So, but Brigitte Everett, my God, she is huge, a huge lady, maybe like 6'1", 6'1", and she's very beautiful, big, like chubby, and she wear like a kind of transparent silk dress, and then sometimes she moved, and then her breast came out.
Wow.
And it was like a, oh my God. And she's like, what happened? You don't like it? And then she showed her more. And I'm like, oh, I love her. I love her so much. It's amazing. Because she's just have fun. And
Yeah.
people laugh. It's amazing.
Yeah, I feel like when a performer is like that, they are so in touch with who they are, with what the audience is, with what they're doing, that there's a freedom there to express
Yeah.
yourself and to just have fun with what you're doing.
Yeah. Just have fun. Like right now, for example, in this interview, you interview me, we're talking, we having so much fun.
Yeah.
So that is the point.
I think that's the most beautiful thing about having those environments and existing in them. For me, I know it lights up something in me and keeps my fire going. And I feel it whenever I'm in the room and seeing performances, whether it's with Jaime or someone else, and you feel it. You just feel the freedom to live fully,
Yeah.
which it must be a way that you must feel in all the ways that you express yourself. You talked about a lot about your painting. And so I'm wondering, what has that been like in putting your art on display and people coming to see them?
It's great, but it's very the process because I work with oil. So because I love the smell of the oil, and the oil paint, and it's good watching, like I have an idea and then I draw it and then I like, this is so cool. And then 1 week later, I saw it again. I'm like, no, 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 no. And I changed something. And then mostly all my paintings have maybe like 40 or 45 layers of oil because I always change it. But it's very nice. When I did a show maybe like 5 months ago, and was perfect. I here in my studio in Dumbo, because my studio is in Dumbo in New York, and they do something called Dumbo Open Arts. When everybody in this building or around Dumbo, they open all the galleries and people coming to see it. So I didn't. I think I received it today because it was Saturday and Sunday, maybe like 500 people.
Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was so good. I don't sell pennies, but we already love it because my pennies are not cheap. But I did teachers, like hand painting teachers, and I sold all of them. I was like,
Wow.
yeah! I sold them because I say, you know what? Nobody can afford a chair that costs $15,000, but they
Right.
can afford a teacher that costs 25.
Exactly.
So, and just to see it, if people came and talked. I love talking to people. I love people. I think people is awful people in the world, but I believe, and I'm super true, that we are more people with heart and with love is more than the hate, the black, the darkness in the world. But I
Completely
love it.
agree.
I love when people see and react because oh, what is that? I say, oh my God, it's this.
Yeah, because I think painting or, I draw digitally, and I think sometimes when you're creating, it's like you're in a vacuum. And then when other people see it, you get to see how they respond to it and what effect it has on them, which is a whole
Exactly.
other feeling. And
I
especially
love
what
it.
you said about talking to people, it's funny how sometimes it feels like the more you talk to people, or maybe the fear is the more you talk to people, the more you'll lose faith in the world. But in the reality, the more you talk to people, the more you'll have faith in others and the world.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the important part, having those conversations.
Yeah. For me, is when I see so much hate in social media and when I see so much hate in the leaders of the world, because it's not only here or in Venezuela, it's basically around the world. I'm like, what's going on with humanity? Come on, guys. And then I became like a very an activist there. Sometimes even my producers like quiet. I say, no, I can't be quiet. Because this is the problem. If you're quiet, you're giving them the power because you don't say
Yeah.
anything. I lost a country already, Venezuela. The Venezuela was amazing. It's beautiful and gorgeous country. We have everything. And it's completely destroyed because those stupid communists. Why? No, it's enough. And they can happen here
Yeah.
in a different way. And they can
Yep.
happen in other countries. Can happen everywhere. So people need to be talking. When I see so much racism about Black people or Asians or Latins, I say why, or even gay people. It's like imagine for 1 second that we are on the restaurant, and then we see mostly of the people in the restaurant, the straight, a couple of white and woman, and then we go there and say, "How dare you do? You're disgusting because you're straight."
Yeah. Exactly.
Why? It's just stupid.
And I think the incredible part is it's common sense to us. And for some people, they just can't wrap their head around it. And I think it's a matter of putting yourself not only in other people's shoes, but clearing your own mind, kind of unlearning the
Yeah.
ignorance that has been learned.
Like, for example, when I see, I don't know too much about, Charlie Kirk, but I see some clips. I was like, whoa, I'm not agree with what he said at all. Not at all. But basically, his message was basically, no, it's hate, hate, hate. And then, unfortunately, this is what happened. Look at what happened. Somebody killed him. Horrible. And, this guy destroyed his life just to kill a person they just do hatred. No, you should be alive and say you're wrong. And I feel so bad for the wife and mostly even I don't even for the wife. I feel so bad for the children, the babies. I think he has tiny babies, like 7 or 4. I don't know. So they're gonna grow up without his dad. It's very sad. So this is not the message. So and then when that happened, the leaders should say, no, this is not can happen. Stop it. I know.
Yeah.
No, this is not the message.
I think
So,
people are not understanding that hate drives more hate. And I
of
think that's a
course.
beautiful part about art because it creates this space of understanding and beauty. I mean, people can go to a show that has characters that they are not like at all. They could be completely different, and they could walk out of there now understanding those characters, connecting to them on some human level, and
Exactly.
looking at the world differently. I think that's the most beautiful part about art. And it seems like you're doing a lot of that in all the different ways that you perform and create art. And so I'm
All the time.
wondering, how would you like to inspire people who either see you perform or listen to you talk about things, and what kind of magic do you want to create for others?
I just want all the time I say to people, like even I can say to you and everybody, is like, just be yourself. Just be yourself and believe what you're creating. Because even some people say, no, this is not good. It's good for you. It's to make you happy. You're gonna learn. If something get wrong, you're gonna learn from that mistake that you made. I make many mistakes, and for those mistakes, I say, okay, I don't do this again. So just be you, because I'm sure it's like when I say, for example, when a gay guy or a LGBT person, trans or whatever, and the family doesn't get support, and I would say, okay, and then is your blood family doesn't support you, sad, go to other family, a friend family that is gonna support you, gonna believe in you and attach you. So somebody's gonna be around you. You're not alone. And I always say, I put in the example that we are not alone, even when we're walking alone, we are with a shadow, our own shadow. So we're never alone. So be yourself. Be yourself, believe in yourself, focus and your ideas, you know,
Yeah.
and your ideas and shock people in a good way, like I say with the black coffee. So they make people believe there's something different. It's not. Like, oh my God, he's disgusting. Oh no, I'm just talking about coffee. You know? So, and create something, because this is about life is, we are a creation. So we are, yeah, we are a creation, even you believe in religion or not, you believe in God or not, you created. You have been created, and this is your time. I believe that you came here, we all came here for a reason and for a purpose. Just show the world, and even not even the world, show yourself. Like you say, myself, I'm like, I'm doing this. Okay, I'm scared, but if I'm doing this, it's because this is what I need to do, and I do it the best what I can, and this you do. And hopefully one day people's gonna remember me like, oh, Miguel, he was good. He was an amazing dancer, amazing voice. He was a bitch, but he was a very good person. But, he always makes me laugh. That's one reason, maybe, with
Yes,
people. I will love
absolutely.
the people. I always tell my friends, like when I'm dying, like if I say to my friends, if the day when I'm dying, if a priest come and said, "Do you need something, my son?" I said, "Yes, kiss me." And they're like, "Oh my God!" Because even with the priest, I will be like, like even when I'm dying, playing with people. That's it. It's difficult. Life is difficult, but it's beautiful.
It
We just
is.
make it more complicated. If you think about it, we make it more complicated.
I think it all comes down to overthinking, and I think you summed it up
Yes,
so beautifully. And I know I personally feel inspired and emboldened by what you shared. So I want to thank you so much for sitting down with me. This has been a beautiful conversation
I
and
love
so
it.
funny. And if you want to see Miguel perform Celia Cruz 100, October 14th and 15th, Joe's Pub, NYC, I will drop links of where to buy tickets below when this episode drops. And then October 18th is Aventura Arts and Cultural Center in Florida. And then May 15th of next year at Queens College.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Very exciting.
Yeah,
I
because
actually went to school in Townsend Harris, which is on the campus. So I know that campus.
yeah, we inviting us to do this and the big stage.
It's amazing.
Because it's a festival, so we closing the festival. And it's funny, it's gonna be double celebration because it's on May 15 and May 16 is my birthday.
Even better.
Oh, it's gonna be
Double party.
amazing. Oh, and for your friends, if you want to go to Just Pop, when you go to the website or justpop.com, whatever org, and it's a promotion code. If you
Okay.
type Miguel Fam, like FAN, you get a very big discount.
Awesome. I will add that on down.
Yeah, please. Miguel Fan, Miguel GGFAN. Why double G? Because I'm double gay. Oh,
So they'll
God.
remember it. That's how they're going to remember the code.
Double D. I remember sometime one person asked me in an interview, I think it was in Cleveland, Ohio, a girl, she's like, how do you see yourself old? I'm like Jane Fonda. My God. I'm very fun with my mind.
You are.
Again,
You're
I'm
on
very
it.
hyper, not cocaine. But I always play like that, like, okay, let's go to, let's rehearse, guys. 1 second. Anyway, thank you so much,
You're
man.
on
It's
it.
been amazing.
Thank you so much. You're always welcome to come back on and talk about what you're doing next. I can't wait to see what you're up to. Everyone follow Migguel. I'll drop his social media below also. And thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'll give you a big hug and kiss.
Everyone, go out there and keep making magic.